Today we are decorating the heart of the home, and that is the kitchen. We are going to be creating a giant centerpiece right here on the kitchen island. We're going to be doing some mini displays. We've got some DIY wreaths, a clearance flip. We've got a ton of projects planned, and of course we're going to be doing it all on a budget. You can see that everything is bare right now, so we are going to be decorating together, and the first place we're going to start is the giant centerpiece on this island. Now, every Christmas season, I create a massive centerpiece. I love that we have the ability to have a giant focal point in the kitchen. Let's lay down a vinyl runner first. I love using vinyl runners in my kitchen because you can spill on them, they can get dirty, and all you need to do is wipe them clean. Using a runner is also a great way to protect your countertop, so you can put some heavy things over the top, which we definitely are. I purchased this runner a couple years ago at Ross, and I've also seen several at HomeGoods. For the base of our centerpiece this year, we are going to be using that trash to treasure chandelier. Do you guys remember that? I swapped out my chandelier in my dining room, and I kept that old chandelier, and I made over the rim that was around the chandelier. I spray painted it, and I've used it as a container for a giant flower arrangement. Well, today we are going to be using this heavy metal chandelier frame. We're also going to use a marble Lazy Susan and a glass container. We're going to use that glass container first. I'm going to flip it over because it's actually going to give the height that we need to raise up the marble Lazy Susan so it's at the same height as the chandelier frame. Then I took that heavy chandelier rim and placed it over the top of the container, and the container's right in the center. Then I grabbed my marble Lazy Susan and placed that on top of the upturned glass container. Now I have this fabulous decorative platform that I can use to place all of my Christmas decorative items on top. This platform riser is very classy because of the marble and the details around the perimeter of the old light fixture. Plus, I can guarantee you that nobody is going to have anything like this. This is a one-of-a-kind piece. If you have an old light fixture, save it and give it a makeover. Now you can see that there's a little bit of a gap between the marble circle and the light fixture frame. We are going to use that to our advantage, and we're going to put some leaves. I've got a couple of these frosted champagne leaves that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I've got some frosted green leaves, and then I've got some frosted branches. I'm going to take these stems of greenery and poke the stems into that little gap. I added the leaves and branches around the entire perimeter of the Lazy Susan. This greenery breaks up all of the white that we have between the marble top and the light fixture rim. The greenery around the Lazy Susan looks like a wreath. This adds such a festive feeling to our centerpiece. Our theme for the kitchen is a wintry village. I purchased a few of these wintry village houses at HomeGoods a couple of years ago, and we are going to display them throughout the kitchen, but this one is going to go on top of our platform. I want to raise it up a little bit, so I needed to find something that could do that. Well, I was in luck. While I was at Hobby Lobby, I always check out the clearance section, and I found this fabulous cake stand on a bottom shelf. Cake stands are so versatile, and this one in particular is so classy because it's got a marble top. Another thing that is fabulous about this cake stand is the price. It was only $6.24, which is a great deal, especially considering it started out at $24.99. The only thing that I do not like about this cake stand is the color of the legs. They're black. That's not going to fit in with our color scheme, so we're going to change that. And we're going to do that with some gold leaf rub and buff. So I took this rub and buff and a tissue. I'm also going to be using a square piece of cardboard which will protect the marble while I'm wiping on the rub and buff. The rub and buff goes on easily. It's similar to a wax and dries almost immediately. I wiped this rub and buff all over the legs and the base of this cake stand. It only took me a couple of minutes, and I love the way it looks. It's a little more rustic than if I would have just spray painted it, because you can see a little bit of the color variation, which I like, especially in this wintry village. So I'm going to take this cake stand, I'm going to place it on top of our platform, then I'm going to get my wintry village church, place that on top. I also have a few little mini village houses. I purchased these a couple years ago at Ross. They are the perfect color scheme. I'm going to get a cupcake stand, place one of the village houses on top of that, and then another mini church down directly on top of the platform. And then I got a whole bunch of bottle brush Christmas trees and scattered those around the base. We've got the focal point to our centerpiece down. Look at how pretty this is. I love the way it looks. It was so easy to put together, but it is definitely a dramatic focal point. If you host parties like I do during the holiday season, food is the major focal point. So I have a way to keep your food hot or cold, and it's with these chafing dishes from Yeeta Home. These are stainless steel. They are 9 liter. Each pack of the 9 liter chafing dish includes a set of 1 lid, 1 water pan, 1 food pan, and a folding bracket. These are great because they maintain your food's temperature, which is always tricky during a party, especially if it's a long drawn out party. You want that food to remain hot or you want it to be cold. So you can either warm it up or you can actually put ice in these as well so that your cold food items remain cold. The removable split design makes them simple to install, clean, and saves you a lot of space. The stainless steel material is very durable. You can wash these, you can polish them up to look brand new, and they're also resistant to rust. So if you're the hostess with the mostest this holiday season, then these chafing dishes are going to be your best friends. I also have a coupon code to save you 20% off site-wide. It is YT Lisa. I will leave the coupon code and the link to these fabulous chafing dishes in my description box so you can head over and check them out for yourself. Because the kitchen island is so long, we have space on either side to create some more beautiful Christmas decorations. We are going to be using these large glass hurricanes. We actually use these in our fall decorations. Do you guys remember? We filled them with pumpkins and then I put them on either side of my nightstand. I purchased these beautiful containers at Home Goods. What we're going to do is fill them up with some faux snow. Now I have 2 options for you guys. We've got the frosty snow. I've used this in my bedroom Christmas decorations. We added some to the base of some cloches. And then I have also used Epsom salt in the past. This is fabulous. I bought this Epsom salt at Target and the faux snow is from Walmart, and this whole bag is only $3.98, so either option is very affordable. Because we use the faux snow in our bedroom, we're gonna switch it up and we're gonna use the Epsom salt in here. So what I'm gonna do is just pour some Epsom salt, just enough that it's gonna cover the bottom of our container. Spread that out just a little bit so we have a nice flat base. And then I'll add some more to this container right over here. Flatten this one out a little bit. I'm going to be adding a mini cupcake stand. Just gonna nestle that right into the snow. Then I'm going to get my taller church, put that on top of the cupcake stand. Then I'm gonna get my little house, place that down in the bottom. Again, you just kind of wanna just shake it around, move it inside so the snow gets all over it. Then I'm going to add a couple more bottle brush Christmas trees. These are fun to add because they add some more detail, but they also tie in with the bottle brush trees that we have on our platform. So we're gonna just put this one right here in the back, and that's it, you guys. Look how cute that is. So now we're just gonna repeat the process with our other hurricane. Again, just put that cupcake stand in there, the house on top, the second house down in the snow, the mini bottle brush Christmas tree in the front, and the taller one in the back. Like, what did that take? 30 seconds? You guys, this is such an easy and beautiful way to create a Christmas decoration. You could do this with some bowls if you had a large glass bowl. You could do it with a vase or even a candle holder. They don't have to be large like this. You could do some mini ones and that would be so cute. So what I'm gonna do is leave one of them on this side and move this one right over here so that these hurricanes flank either side of the focal point. Look at how pretty our Christmas centerpiece looks. It definitely brings the drama because of the size. This center platform is huge and it gives us a great base to add all of our decorative Christmas items to. These hurricanes on either side are such a nice detail. It gives another feeling of winter with the Epsom salt snow and the additional village houses, but it also looks classy because of the gold and the glass. If you like seasonal decorating videos just like this, then you have come to the right place. I post weekly videos, and from now until mid-December, I'm posting videos on Monday and Thursday because I have so much content to share and we've got so many places in this house to decorate that I need to get some extra videos out. So hopefully you'll subscribe so you can come along on this decorating journey with me. Okay, now that our centerpiece is done, let's move back and create this DIY wreath right here. The first thing we need is a wreath itself, and I purchased this beautiful wreath at Home Goods a couple years ago. It's this frosty wreath that has these crystals on it and gold flecks. It's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous wreath. Instead of leaving this wreath plain, we are going to add an additional wreath to the inside. Now, do you guys remember these frosted pine wreaths that we purchased at Hobby Lobby? I added 2 of them to each of my nightstands in my bedroom. I have a leftover one and we are going to use that. And then we're also going to be using some pearl picks. Now, if you didn't already know, my color combination for Christmas this year is that champagne gold. It's the winter white, it's the pewter, and touches of gold. So these pearls are going to fit in beautifully. And the last thing we need is a bow. I purchased these bow ornaments at Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off, and I love the champagne color of these bows. Okay. I'm going to lay down my crystal wreath first, then take my pine wreath and place that in the center. The way I'm going to attach these wreaths together is with some floral wire. So I took a segment of this floral wire, I threaded it through both of the wreaths and then twisted the wire together behind the crystal wreath. That way they are attached. We are going to add the embellishments of the pearls and bows now. What I did was I simply peeled the pearls away. I needed several of these pearls. Then I got some hot glue and added hot glue to the wire, then placed the pearls inside of the wreath. I added 5 pearls to this wreath, and then smack dab in the center, I'm going to hot glue this champagne colored bow. To attach the wreath to the tile, I'm just going to be using a command hook. I use a command hook every year, and every year it works all season long. So I simply just pressed that to the tile and then hung my wreath on the command hook. This wreath is a beautiful focal point to an otherwise pretty blank wall in the back. So now your eye is drawn from the centerpiece to this wreath around the pot filler. It's the perfect size, it doesn't overwhelm the space, and it's not too bright in color. It's just right. If you can believe it, I found a coordinating wreath with a candle holder in the center at the same time at Home Goods. So what I'm going to do is just place this right in the center of my cooktop. I'm going to first add a marble riser. This has these cute little feet and it's got a scalloped edge. And then to the center, I'm just going to pop my little wreath candle holder right there in the center. And then I've got a candle. The reason why I'm choosing this candle is because you can see how it's got like the champagne glass on the outside. So this is going to add a touch of champagne right here on the cooktop. Now we're going to create some mini displays on either side of my cooktop, and we need to bring in some more of those village houses. So what we're going to do first of all is get a rectangular marble cutting board. I'm going to place that in the center and just pop it right up against the wall. And then on top of the marble cutting board, I've got some more of these adorable winter village houses. So I'm going to place one of these on top of our cutting board. And then we're going to add some more bottle brush Christmas trees. Now this bottle brush Christmas tree in particular, I love because it's got these little pearl ornaments all over it. I used them in my bedroom. We've got them on our centerpiece. So tying it in to the back area is just perfect. So I'll pop the pearl ornament Christmas tree next to the house. And then I've got another plain white bottle brush Christmas tree that I'm going to place right in front. We've got extra space on this side of the house, so we are going to add a ginger jar. We're going to rise it up with a mini cake stand. This is going to be placed right next to the house, and then I'm going to get my ginger jar and place it over the top. But we don't want our ginger jars to be plain. We want to add some extra festive embellishments to it. So what I did was I got some more of those frosted leaves, and then I got a sprig of gold berries. And then I have another one of these adorable champagne bows, and I literally just hung it around the finial at the top of the jar. So I'm going to place this on top of my cake stand. That was such a piece of cake to assemble. So I repeated this process with another house on this side of the cooktop. We want to do two, that way they balance each other out. Just like our wreath, these mini displays draw your eye through the kitchen to this back wall because of the color, the detail, and how festive they are. Now, of course, we cannot forget decorating our cabinets, especially because they are glass fronted. Now I have a couple of different plates that I'm going to put in my glass fronted cabinets. The first is a bowl. This has some gold snowflakes all over it. I purchased this at Ross a couple of years ago, and I found a coordinating bowl at Home Goods that same year. This one, however, is silver, which is fine because we've got the gold accents that we need, and we've got the pewter accents, so that silver snowflake is going to be fabulous. This one is going to be placed in the cabinet above the fridge. And then I have my favorite plate of all. This is my sentimental Christmas plate. I display it every single year. This plate was my great-grandfather's, and it's been passed down to me. So I'm going to place it in a very prominent spot. It helps me to remember how important family is at this wonderful time of the year. I'm going to place a Merry and Bright plate on the top shelf in each one of my cabinets, and we are going to fool all of our guests because they cannot touch that paper plate, so they're never gonna know that it's a paper plate. So if you're looking for a very inexpensive way to get a decorative plate to display, check out the paper or plastic plates because you can pick up a decorative one for a fraction of the price. And since our eye is already drawn upwards to this plate right here, let's talk about these sconces. This is such a fun place to add some decorations because people are not expecting your sconces to be decorated. What I did was I created some mini swags. Again, I'm using those frosted leaves. I've also got a sprig of white leaves and some more of those frosted champagne leaves. I got a segment of floral wire. I wrapped it around all three of these branches to attach them together. Now we've got to add some bows to our sconces. And because we have that pewter and gold color scheme, we're going to be using this gorgeous ribbon that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. It's got a sparkly center mesh to it. I formed this ribbon into a bow, and then I got some more of that floral wire, wrapped it around the center of the bow, and then attached everything to the sconces. These decorative swags add a beautiful detail to a space that you wouldn't think to decorate, and that's why it looks so fabulous. Another area that you wouldn't necessarily think to decorate is your light fixtures. Every single year I add a bow to the top of these lantern pendants. I'm going to be using that same ribbon that I used on my sconces, that pewter and gold ribbon. I folded it into a bow, wrapped the floral wire around the center, and then simply attached it to the top of my lanterns. I did this to both of my lanterns, and it's such a fun and unique detail that brings in another touch of our color scheme. It is very elegant and beautiful. Okay, everybody, we've got our massive centerpiece created. We've got wreaths hanging up on the wall in the back. We've done our mini displays on either side of the cooktop. We've got our cabinets filled and decorated. We've got bows and swags on our light fixtures. I think that we are good here in the kitchen. And if you think it looks beautiful now, wait until you see it at night. The dim light coming from these wintry village houses adds an enchanting feeling to the space in the evening. All of the decorating and projects we did today were so easy. I know that anyone could create these. So if you're looking for simple decorating ideas, these are for you. They were also very affordable. From the trash to treasure centerpiece to the paper plates in the cabinets, and all of the items that we got for 50% off at Hobby Lobby just proves that you can live beautifully and you can do it during the holidays. Hopefully you got some decorating ideas that will inspire you to create some magical Christmas decor. Well, don't forget to subscribe so you can come on this decorating journey with me. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for watching.